Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me as always is the plunderer of people's property herself,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of Don't Go In There. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right, Don't Go In There is a push your luck set destruction card and dice game. As you explore the haunted house, you must collect items, but all the items are cursed. Now, cards have various effects to get rid of cards, so you have to collect sets wisely. The winner is whoever has the lowest curse points at the end of the game. So, Will, why did we get this?
It looks so cool. It has glow-in-the-dark dice. The box turns into a dice tower.
Yeah.
The production is just through the roof.
It was affordable. Yeah. It was affordable. I mean, I have to admit, we didn't look too much into how it played, but it looked fun. We did watch a video and it looked fun. So with all those things combined, we went and backed the Kickstarter. So what do we like about the game?
The production.
Okay, yeah. I mean, let's just start with that.
I want to start with that because the box folds down. It has little cutouts for the windows. Even where the dice spill out, there's steps.
Yeah, and those steps, that's also the whole dice, I mean, the whole inner organizer. So all the cards and bits fit into this plastic tray. So you take all those bits out and then you put it back in the dice tower box thing. And so it actually has the little ledges.
Yes.
So you roll the dice into it and then it bounces down these steps out into the front yard area. It's just so amazing. I can't even find the word.
Then you have glow-in-the-dark dice.
Yes.
You have interestingly shaped meeples. You have the art is just all lavishly thrown onto this without being distracting in terms of accessibility. All the ghost tokens have their own art and their own shape.
Yes, so they're all unique. I mean, there's 1 value, 2 value, and 5 value. They could have used the same 1 value ghost for however many copies are in there.
Yeah,
same
3 art pieces.
Yeah, there could have been 3 art pieces. They did every single one of them is unique, and it's so cool. I am so lacking words today.
Yes.
It's just, they really went above and beyond. They really poured themselves into this. But as Will said, all this choice for aesthetics does not get in the way of accessibility, either visually or cognitive, because all of it is extra, almost to the point where it doesn't matter, which is fine, but it doesn't get in the way either.
Right. If anything, it does help getting you into the game.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of the gameplay, it has a risk and reward type game mechanics that's on multiple levels. So the first level is going to rooms. Now, rooms have a number of flashlights. The more flashlights there are, the more ghosts you can avoid, but you'll be last when it comes to choosing which card you actually take. You don't want these cards in the first place, so...
But you have to take something.
Yeah, taking the worst of the worst is just bad.
Yeah.
So you have to balance that risk and reward. Plus, you also don't know which cards. You get an idea of which sets are going to be involved, but some of those cards are taken out. So you also have to risk of, do I go into investing in taking this type of card, not knowing that it might not have enough of the cards.
Right, especially since some of them are very particular on how the abilities trigger. And if you
need to add together and equal 6.
Or they need, there's other ones that are also very particular, like you need the matching one. And if the matching one is not ever there, you are stuck with that. You can never get rid of it or trigger the ability for it. So yeah, that's that high level of risk reward. Yeah. And the push your luck aspect of it is just really done differently. Most push your luck games are your turn, you're drawing cards to either choose or you bust. But this is just so different because you're kind of pushing your luck against the other players in terms of, are they going for the same set? Are they going for a different set? You know, at the beginning of the game, you don't know what people are going to take. And then again, the whole shuffled what's in there, what's not in there. You know that there's these sets, but you don't know which ones were taken out or how many of this set or anything. And then even that placement in the room, there's four spots?
Yes,
four spots. Do you go where there's no flashlights? You're right up front. You're going to get the first card, or the cards you want, you're going to choose first. But those dice are going to roll. And each card says how many dice are going to get rolled. If it rolls a ghost, you collect that many ghosts. But if you're farther back, the flashlights protect you from those ghosts, but you're picking last. So there's a lot of levels to this gameplay, that risk reward and pushing your luck for trying to minimize the bad that's going on.
Yeah. Speaking of minimizing the bad, the set collection part, or set destruction in this case, is something that's relatively new to me.
Yeah.
Because normally when you see set collection, it's either one of two things. One, I gain things, it's going to be worth points. Yay. Or it's I gain things and now I have abilities. That's definitely more yay. This is, I got a set. Yay? Because I don't want these points. However, if I can trigger their effects, then I can start getting rid of things, and then it's definitely yay.
Yes, it's very satisfying when you can time it, and that's the other thing about this game. It's all about timing, because most of the sets trigger once you meet its conditions. So you have to be careful of not triggering it too early or too late to be able to maximize that effect, especially if like one of them is, once you get the fourth card, you can get rid of all these other cards. Well, you get to that fourth card, if you don't have another set to get rid of, you've just wasted that ability. Or if you can never complete it in the first place,
yes,
that's, bad too. So, yeah, a lot of it is just very different ways of thinking about something that's been done before, and there's that twist.
Yes.
It's really smart. Let's see, we're talking about a lot of what we like about the mechanism. So the theme and the art, it's that lighthearted yet still creepy. Like for me, I really still don't like the dolls and the clown masks. So I don't like playing with those if we don't have to.
Oh, we have to.
Ugh. So yeah, some people, I don't think everyone's different about art, so it could turn off some people. But
I think it's supposed to, because they're not nice things.
Why in the world are you going into this house and collecting these things? I don't know, but you have to. You are cursed to do so. And you're paying. Yeah, dumb little kids, and you're paying for it by getting these creepy things you don't want. What else do we have? Oh, high replayability. Now, we do have the Kickstarter version, which comes with 5 extra sets of cards. That's just in the Kickstarter version. But even the base game has, I want to say 12. I don't remember exactly.
It has quite a bit.
It has
and
quite
like
a few.
in a 2-player game, you're only using like 5 of those.
Yes.
So in the 2 games we played, completely used different items, and we still didn't play with 2 of them from the base game.
Right, and even then, mixing them, the interaction between them is going to be different. Plus, since you're randomly taking out cards, you may have a set in there that like very few show up, and in another game, all of them show up.
Yeah.
You know,
You never know.
You never know. It can really range. So the replayability in the game is very high.
Yes.
I think we touched on everything we really like about the game.
All right, what do we don't like?
Well, okay, talking about production first, I am a little worried that the box is not going to hold up if you really play with this. The box hinges and open for that dice tower, and that hinge part is where I would be concerned about it breaking down if you use it a lot. The good news is it is not necessary. You can use any dice tower. Heck, you could use a dice tray. It's just, but the part that I'm worried about is that's also what keeps the box together. So if that completely breaks, you now have half a box broken open that doesn't completely close.
Yeah. Plus, it's such a nice freaking box.
Yeah. So
doesn't it have a magnetic closure?
Yes, and it has a magnetic closure. So I think that's just a concern, and I kind of have a little bit of a warning that as you're playing with it, just be careful with it. I do think it's pretty sturdy. So as long as you're not
careful.
Yeah, as long as you're careful, you're not really roughhousing with it. You should be fine. Oh, the glow-in-the-dark dice. So you can't actually play this game in the dark because you need to be able to read the cards. So that's a little disappointing, but also not surprising. I mean, the glow-in-the-dark dice are a gimmick.
Yeah. One problem I see is that it might feel a little too special occasion.
Yeah.
Because of how well themed it is.
Yeah.
You're going to want to do this for your Halloween night or your scary game night. And it might feel a little too much of that theme for other nights, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I think the other thing for me on why I wouldn't always want to play this is it's very easy to overthink and overanalyze because you do not have great information. You can actually go for what you think is a strategy. Again, maybe that's just it. This is a very tactical game. You could start collecting a set and you'd be like, oh yeah, this is going to go great. And none of that set comes up again, or you don't get the right match or whatever it is. So I get a little frustrated that you could be completely doomed from the start because you picked the wrong thing. But then again, I also overanalyze and overthink things. So
yeah. You're like, why isn't the fourth thing here? It has to be here because that's how the ability works. Where is it?
Right.
And nope, she only had 3.
Yeah. So that can be a challenging aspect to come to terms with. Again, it's one of those things that it's just what somebody might want from the game versus what the game is designed to do. Those two things might be different. And in this case, I want a lot more control, but that is not where the game is.
Right. Which brings us to our next point. Who is this game for?
All right, this is really going to be those looking for that fun and chaotic experience. While it's not as chaotic at a 2-player count, and it's probably a lot more chaotic at
higher player counts.
Does it go up to 5?
I think yes, because there are 5 different colors.
That's right.
Meeples.
Yeah, so it's going to be really for those type, you want that chaotic experience of you can't control everything and you are making decisions, you're trying to make good tactical decisions, but it could still all just go wrong.
Yeah, I will say the most tactical is the 2-player.
Yes.
Everything else from there just goes, everything gets thrown to the walls. And
at that point, you're just holding on for dear life and hoping it works out.
Yes. But it is good chaos, fun, and looks great doing it.
Yeah, and I think this could be good for either casual or hardcore. I think more casual people will probably enjoy it because hardcore gamers are, generally speaking, wanting more control.
Yeah,
and strategy.
If you are the hardcore, I would recommend stick with the 2-player.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, this is definitely more casual.
Yeah.
In nature.
And then, like you said, this would be very good for those Halloween spooky themed night games. So it's good to have in your collection for those kind of theme nights.
It's a game that impresses.
Yes.
So let's get to our ratings. For our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give a number, reason why, add them together, and see what it rolls for us. Sarah, what did Don't Go In There roll for you?
It rolled a 4. I think this is such a smartly designed game, from the production to the game mechanisms. It just comes down to I overanalyze and overthink this game. I still tend to prefer more strategic games, so I get slightly frustrated with the game. So I'm not going to want to always play it, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That means that when I get to playing it, I'm going to enjoy it, but it's just not going to be one that I ask to play all the time.
For me, I give it a 5. So I understand that the whole chaos is a thing. That's fine. That's not where it pips down. Where it actually pips down is a double-edged sword. This is probably one of the first games where I can appreciate the art that goes into it, because I don't see most art in games. This, I can actually feel the ghosts and even detect the glow in the dark when we turn off the lights. I feel the meeples. I really get into the whole aesthetic of a game, and this is one of the few games that does it for me. The problem with that is I'm so invested in the aesthetic of the game that I only want to play it in certain situations. So that's where it actually limits itself to me, because it's actually successful in what it's trying to do.
Right.
So that's where it just knocks off that one point, because I only really want to play it on special occasions.
Yeah, that is the trouble when we look at games that are a holiday theme versus like ones that are about crafts.
Right.
Like that you could do any time of the year, anytime you want. But these Halloween or Christmas or whatever feel more timed specific.
Yeah, it's like, it's February. I don't want to see a Christmas tree. I don't want to see a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern thing. I just don't want to see it. I mean, I'm fine with like hearts and stuff because Valentine's Day.
I will say this one is not so much Halloween themed.
No,
so
it's
I do
not.
feel that this could be done on more occasions. Like I said, for somebody wanting to do spooky or
Yeah, let's do a
horror
Friday the 13th party.
Yes. So I think this one could be played a lot more throughout the year than just the ones that are truly trick-or-treating or things like that. But still, like
I feel like I need to be in a spooky mindset,
Yes.
definitely, to get into this game, because it does it so well.
Agreed.
So 9 out of 12 is a spectacular score for a game that's as light as it is.
Yeah, it's light, it's affordable, it's got great production. Definitely one to check out.
Yes, and that will do it for us. Sarah, what did you take away from the house that you weren't supposed to go into?
I think I took some cats. I don't know. I think they just followed me out. I'm not necessarily a cat person, but
That's why it's a curse for you.
I guess several of them followed me out.
Well, that's it for us, and we've been Rolling with Reviews. And remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two. That's TWO. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
And if you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.